Hey guys, here we go, a Monday Live, and I got a couple of special treats for you. So I'm gonna start off with
Saying hello to me.
saying hello to Amina and getting ready with the questions and stuff like that. As you could see, there's a book over here that I was reading. My son is gonna pop in and give me a cup of coffee. Thank you. And I have a special treat today, and that's her. My daughter's in Arizona.
Karen's
She's
taking
taking-
over.
I'm taking over. I'm the real boss.
All right.
Thank you, Karen, for coming by. Such a special treat. Welcome everybody back to another Monday Live with Sammy and special guest Karen. Just want to get started and remind everyone to hit the like and subscribe button as usual. Give me your questions. I know we were out last week, but it's okay. This week is a big week. We have Thanksgiving coming up on Thursday. We have all of the Christmas cards are going out. So please be patient. We started sending them out. I'm getting emails left and right asking where your cards are. They're coming in the mail, guys, okay? Thanksgiving holiday, so just be patient. And we are going to kick off with some questions. You guys ready?
We're ready.
All right. The first question comes from Kenneth Sponberg. He says, Sammy, who killed Crazy Joe Gallo? I know you said it wasn't Frank Sheeran. And then he said, I believe the CIA murdered JFK, but do you think the Mafia was involved in any way?
Crazy Joe Gallo, I don't think was killed by the government, CIA. It was a mob hit. I don't know exactly the names of everybody involved. There was a war going on. He went to dinner at Umberto's Clam Bar. He was seen there with a couple of his family members and some bodyguards. They got permission from Matty the Horse, who owned the place. They went in, they shot him. He staggered out. Somebody on the outside was waiting, and they shot him again. They killed him in the street. As far as JFK, I'm doing stories about that. I could give you a little nibble on it that I believe the CIA was involved in that hit, along with the Mafia and the Teamsters Union and a few other people a lot of people were involved in that hit. So, and that's coming out, seems like all over the place. And I'm doing a story on it in some things I'm doing, some new stuff I'm doing. When I got cooperated at one point, I was with the FBI. The CIA came down and asked me questions about the JFK hit because they knew that Tato knew about it. And they figured that I have some knowledge of it. I didn't answer them much. And they were the guys involved in it, and they're asking me what's going on. So that's the answer to that for right now. You'll hear more in the very near future.
Karen, you're getting a lot of love in the chat, darling.
Aww.
You've got
Hi,
quite a few
guys.
people in here, and everybody is like, oh, Karen's so gangster. I love Karen.
See, I told you. I told you I was the real gangster.
My first question is for Sammy. Sammy, can you tell us about Jackie Knows? He seemed to be around a lot towards the end, but we never hear anything about him during the early years. This is from Instagram.
Jackie Knows was a captain. He used to drive John around a lot. I don't think he was very active in a lot of things. So that's why you didn't hear too much about him. I think he was the acting boss when John was in prison for a short period of time. He wasn't really a tough guy, so there's really not too much to say about him. I don't want to knock him. I think he's dead now. I don't know if he's dead or alive, but I thought he died a while ago. He wasn't involved in a lot of heavyweight stuff.
Got a lot of love on TikTok. Carla says, good to see Karen. She's so pretty. I loved you on Mob Wives.
Oh, thank you.
Don't be flirting with my daughter.
Well, speaking of that, Dubstep would like to know if she's single.
Yes. It's what is it? And in Tam, it's complicated. No,
Right.
yes, I'm single.
Victoria, does Sammy know a guy named Pee Wee from Brooklyn?
Pee-wee? Not really, no.
Sammy, do you have a favorite episode of Mob Wives?
You know, we were just talking about that. She was here earlier. And, you know, when I was in prison, it came out. I didn't see it live. I saw pieces of it later. And, yeah, there's a bunch of favorite spots in there.
The good thing is he didn't get out of prison until 2017, and the show ended in 2016. So at
Yeah.
least I didn't have to go to work while he was home from prison.
Right.
Okay, I've got a couple of questions and comments for Karen. So Alstar says, Karen, how do you look so young? This Sicilian Greek is in love.
So the good thing is I'm an esthetician. I didn't really think I spoke about that much, but when I came to Arizona in '97, I went to skin school, and I always try to practice good skincare. I have a spa right now called the Body Depot in Hazlet, New Jersey, and I do all different types of skincare treatments. I try to really stay on top of it because, you know, I'm trying to hang on as long as possible, getting over there. I'm coming to your side of the hill.
You
53.
got a long ways to go.
I know, a long
And I
ways.
think I deserve some money. She's advertising her
Yeah.
beauty salon in Jersey and her book.
But you know what? But all kidding aside, too, I did start using some peptides because I've been really following it, and it's this thing NAD plus, which I don't sell that, so I don't, I'm not trying to give a little promo for myself here, but I have been using it personally, and I think it helps keep your skin tight. I just started, it's about 2 months in, so maybe I'll come back after the holidays and hopefully I'll look 10 years younger, and then I'll let you know how it worked for me.
Speaking about the NAD+, is it topical or is it intravenous?
So it's injections. I'm using the injections, but I get it through a compounding pharmacy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's just a lot. You have to inject it all the time, but you can also do the IV,
yeah.
and the IV is a push. I think you do it every month, but it's super expensive, the IV.
Okay, I have another question from Midnight Fleet Line to Karen. Karen, what's one thing you wish people understood better about your family's story?
I think one thing is that you just always don't believe everything that's out there. Everybody goes through their trials and tribulations. We're definitely far from perfect. We make mistakes, but, we just try to move forward. And I think, especially a lot of stuff that happened in Arizona, the ecstasy thing, I think, the mob stuff in my father's life is his stuff. That's his story to tell. But I think for me, being part of everything that happened in Arizona, it's we did a couple of interviews now and stuff and kind of try to set the record straight. But at first, nobody got that story right. So, and for the most part, we're just a regular, normal family.
Yeah,
Kinda.
just a couple of murders. Just a couple of
I didn't. Don't call me a murderer. I'm not involved in that. But
little ecstasy for the kids.
yeah, it was.
normal-
Listen,
normal Gravano
we don't.
family.
Yeah, listen. Everybody has their things that they go through in life.
Yes.
The one thing I could say about us is we've made mistakes and we own up to it and move past it. Like I said, I didn't say we were perfect. I said we're far from perfect. We're
Right.
working on it and doing our best.
No, I think we are perfect. We're a good family. We're stuck together. We're loyal to each other. And that's a perfect family. There's a lot of love. We did make mistakes, but our family is a good family. My ex-wife, beautiful woman, tough woman, good woman with everybody. So we're a good family. It's me. I'm the bandit.
Yeah, he's caused all the havoc in the family and still does. He's fine.
Okay. Demi Vitale says, it's not a question, but I just think Karen looks great. What's her secret? And I think you kind of
Yeah.
touched on that a little bit.
Just trying to hold on while I can.
Janet Kiefer says, which Staten Island house was your favorite to live in and why?
Definitely the 70 Lambert's Lane. That was my childhood. I also liked our house when we had it on Toad Hill. The Toad Hill house, My father bought it and it needed a lot of work. Like it was an old house, but it was beautiful, like very Victorian style. And we were working on it. And then my brother couldn't get along with the kids in the neighborhood. There was a guy there, right, that was a builder and didn't want Gerard to play with the kids.
The publishing company.
No, that was a builder. There was also the guy that owned Barnes and Noble was
Barnes
on
and
the
Noble.
call. But my mother just didn't love Toad Hill. Like it was very different. Which is Toad Hill is like more of an upscale neighborhood in Staten Island, and she wanted to go back to a neighborhood. She wanted my brother to be able to go outside, play kickball with the kids, and interact. So my father found 70 Lambert's Lane, which was our house in Bull's Head, and literally it was a little cape house. Like I remember walking upstairs. I hated it because I was a Toad Hill girl, but when we walked upstairs, like they had the slanted ceilings, like I could barely stand up. I was like, I don't want to live here. And you're like, don't worry, I'll take care of it. And he knocked the whole house down and rebuilt it. And that's probably one of my favorite homes.
Yeah, that was a great home.
Yeah.
El Gato in the super chat. Just
That's my
no
man.
question, no
Gato.
comment.
Yeah.
He has another one in the super chat as well. He said, "Salute Zu, Sammy, and Karina. Were the fights staged on the show? Grazie."
I wish I could say yes. We're all very passionate women, so the answer is no, they were not staged. We were put in situations that a lot of input went into it. There was outside people judging and stuff, so it was like a tense, toxic environment. So when we got there, we fought, if that is what happened, and it wasn't staged, no, at all.
Now, if you know my daughter, the fights, they're not staged.
If you ask my brother, we just flew from Florida coming here. I think I had 3 arguments on the way. And I'm the most easygoing, laid-back person. But I just can't take when people are rude, disrespectful, or lie. So on Mob Wives, a lot of times people were lying or something, and they had to get called out, and then it ended up in a fight. So no, it was not staged.
JR's Garage, another super chat. Just a little something from me to you, Sammy. Happy Thanksgiving. Or was it just a super chat?
Same to you and your family.
I have a super chat. I'm not going to say the name. If you want a shout out, you got to put your real name in. But this person wants to know, where did Gotti buy his suits and how much did he pay for each suit?
Brioni, right?
Back then, he was paying $2,000 and $3,000 a suit. And back then, suits were going for $500, $600, $700 a suit. So, and he had somebody picking his suits. He didn't actually go buy them himself. He had a guy who went, bought them, had them tailored and fixed, and cleaned, and they brought it to him. Here, dressed like this today. So it was a little bit of a show.
He did dress nice, though. He
Dressed nice.
He always had nice ties. He
Yeah.
did. His ties were on point.
Yeah, they were custom-made ties. Those ties were $200 to $300 a piece. Back then, again, ties were going for $49. So, yeah, he really did have nice stuff.
Another super chat from Nick's Baby. Just a kick up to you. No question or comment.
Thank you, Nick. Appreciate it.
Okay, Kenneth Sponberg. Karen, how old were you when you suspected your dad was in Cosa Nostra?
So I was probably I know I was in like grade school, probably like 10. I was hanging out, I don't know if that's like 9 or 10. I was hanging out at a friend's house that lived on Toad Hill. And I went over, her mother made us cookies, I'll never forget, and we were outside playing in the front yard, and she said, "See that house over there? My mother says a gangster lived there." I had no clue what a gangster was at that time, but that's the first time I ever heard it. And I remember passing by, I knew my father knew the person that lived in the house, which was the White House on Toad Hill. It was Paul Castellano's house. So I thought in my head, I didn't say this out loud, but I'm like, oh, maybe my father's a gangster too. If he knows the guy, and we could live in a house like this someday. And actually, we did wind up making it to Toad Hill. It still wasn't like Paul's house. I think the house just sold for like $18 million.
Paul's
Or
house.
it's for sale. Yeah, it's very known on Toad Hill. It's called the White House. Beautiful house. So that was the first time I ever heard gangster even be said. I didn't know what it was. I think that I knew of the mob after the Castellano hit, and then it just was in the newspaper all the time, and then I was like, oh yeah, my father's definitely a gangster.
Took a while.
I At 16, I mean, you were good. You were very good at family life and your street life. And even though everybody like in your world was like family to me, these were like like it was very family oriented around us. Like we went to the farm, and yeah, everybody there was a street guy, but it was never street activities that we seen. I felt very loved, protected. So I never seen the dangerous component of organized crime until the Castellano hit. So you should pat yourself for keeping that very well under wraps. Until then, it's not that I was a slow learner. It's not that I was a slow learner. I probably, you were good at what you did.
All right, question from Instagram. This is from Tommy. For Sammy and Karen, do you two have a favorite Christmas or Thanksgiving memory together?
I think,
I have
let me
one.
answer
Go
that. I
ahead.
think every single Christmas was a special day for our family and for me and my daughter. You know, men are usually closer with their daughter than their son. In my case, it really wasn't that way. I love the two of them. But a daughter is just so affectionate and loving. And so every holiday, especially Christmas, was a big thing in my family life, my personal family, before I got married, before I had kids. It was always a special day.
I have a special memory. So when I was super young, we used to spend Christmas Eve at his sister's house, and his mother was still alive, my grandmother, and I was spoiled. My mother, I got everything Barbie, right? I had Barbie dream house, Barbie car, Barbie, like there wasn't anything that they left out. And my mother is not like, but on Christmas she spoiled us. And all I wanted was a voice recorder, because I used to like to sing in it. Back in the day, it was like a cassette player, and you used to press record. And here I am ripping through all the gifts. And I remember this so clear. And I was like, that's it? And my father's like, the whole family was waiting around for me and my brother to open the gifts. We were the last ones. My father's like, what do you mean that's it? You got a ton of toys. And I just looked at him and I was like, Santa Claus is an asshole. Remember? Because I knew. That's when I knew there was no Santa. And he was like, go upstairs. And I went crying, running upstairs. And my grandmother, his mother, came up and she was like, don't listen to him. I got in trouble. And yeah, she was like, well, what else did you want? I was like, I want a recorder. And she's like, I'll get you a recorder. Go back downstairs and be nice. So yeah, I remember that. Actually, me and my cousin was speaking about that. But I was real little.
From Rocco on TikTok. Hey, Karen, do you still have the partnership in the pizza place with Renee?
It was with Ramona. And I wish I did. We closed that right before COVID. And I'll be honest, like my brother is the cook. My brother is the one that, knows how to run a kitchen. That's very foreign to me. I'm not even, to be honest, I'm like more of a takeout girl. So it was a lot. I played every role in the restaurant, from dishwasher to delivery girl to trying to be a chef when the chef. It was a hard business. So we actually closed it and we were going to move locations, but COVID hit and I was like, yeah, no, the restaurant business is not for me. I still try to talk my brother into it every day. I think he should open something out here in Arizona because he's really good at what he does. He's a really good cook. I'm not. You don't want me to open a restaurant.
They don't want to. I've been trying for years for him to.
You need the money. Work it up.
Not a question, but a comment from Jackie. I'm reading Sammy the Bull's book, and I just ordered Karen's book.
Aw, thank you. Book.
Thank you. There it is. And from what I understand, we put a discount on the book. And if you get the book now, there's a discount. I don't know how much of a discount, but there's a discount if you buy the book.
Yeah, Black Friday sale. I
Black
don't know.
Friday.
I don't know what he's selling my book for. They keep me out of the finances.
Specials coming up.
Al Star in your chat says, he's asking you, Sammy. Sammy, was Karen trouble when she was a kid? I know how girls could be worse than the boys growing up. Bite your tongue, Al Star. And he also says, give him a shout out.
I'm going to tell you the truth. My daughter was a young girl, just coming out of high school, I believe. And she wanted to open up a business. I had my office on Stillwell Avenue. I got the place next to me, and we opened up a florist. The best thing I could ever did, I fixed the store for her. I got a guy who was a good florist to go partners with her. And I gave her the keys. I says, here, you own it, partners with him, but you got to work. She worked every single day. She did everything. It was incredible the things she did. She was a workaholic. And if the delivery guy wasn't there, she drove the truck and delivered the stuff. And it was the best thing I've ever done. My daughter is a workhorse. She gets things done. She works hard. She's honest with stuff. She's a great partner. I was just talking to her a little while ago. I said, Karen, if you come down here, open your business, come in with me, we'll be so tremendous in Hollywood. We work together. We're great. We do argue, because we're both stubborn, but she's a workaholic. She's very, very smart. She's a good writer, and she works hard. And that's important in life.
So I had no choice because he gave me the key to my florist that was right next to his construction office. And if I wasn't there on time, but I respect that he did that because yes, it definitely gave me my work ethic.
Yeah, she just opened up a salon. She's a licensed esthetician in Arizona. Then she went to New York. You have to take a test. It's a little harder in New York. She took the test there. She's a licensed esthetician in New York. And then she went to Jersey and opened up a place. She's a licensed esthetician in Jersey. She took an abandoned building. My daughter put up the sheetrock, painting, plastering. One of the people there got in touch with me and says, I never seen that. She's like a construction worker. That's her. She does not stop. She works. She gets things done. She's good at whatever she does because she applies herself. And it's a work ethic. So a lot of kids today, they don't want to work. But that's not my daughter. She's just the opposite of that. I'm proud of her for that. She called me, asked me for some business advice. I gave it to her, but she runs with the ball whenever she's got it.
Francisco has a question for Karen. He says, where were you when the Paul Castellano hit happened, and when did you find out your dad was involved?
So I believe we lived in Toad Hill.
No, you were in the house near Bull's Head, the one I built near the highway.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I was in the house, and then I remember an article coming out, and I didn't know my father was involved then. I didn't really, but I started seeing a lot of like newspaper articles were coming out. It was just the way movement started happening. I may have suspected it, but I didn't really know for sure. And I think at that particular time, I was like 16 years old. I didn't really want to know. Like, it wasn't something I went to bed thinking about. I knew for sure after he cooperated, then it came out. And then I was like, yeah. But I assumed it. I did assume it when it happened. And I remember that an article came out and it said Sammy the Bull, rising star in the Mafia. And he made me read the paper. He put it in front of me and he said, read it. And he said, if, I want you, because one thing about my father was like, he never wanted us to walk into things. He protected us from that life. I couldn't ask him, it wasn't like I could sit down and be like, hey, I just read this, what happened? I knew my place. And although he didn't, it's like weird because I get this question a lot, like how as a kid do you know not to ask? Or, your position. I just think because of the way my father treated us, as a parent, like I never really questioned him. So it wasn't something that I sat down and asked. But I kind of thought that maybe something was happening.
Let me add to that, Francisco. Not so much about the Castellano hit, but one day we were home, and I was pretty a heavyweight in the mob. And I came home, and I was sitting in the kitchen, and she came out, and she was crying. She was a kid, about 15, 16 years old. And I sat down with her and I said, what's the matter? She says, if I tell you, I'm going to get in trouble. Just be honest with me. She said, last night when I went out with my friends, they had cocaine. I tried it. And I know you would be mad at me. She started crying. And I says, don't cry. I'm glad you told me the truth. And you knew what's wrong. Will you ever do that again? She told me no. And that's a tremendous thing in a relationship where she was able to be honest with me. And I didn't get mad or hit or do anything. I felt like it. But when she's honest like that and changes, then that's a perfect relationship and it's a perfect way to be. So I'll never forget that day. It was a minor thing. So that's the relationship I had with my kids, and especially my daughter.